Alright, what's your name and where you from?
My name is Omar. Omar Edwards Hooker, full name, you know. And I'm from Colón, Providence, Panama. The country, not the city. Not the city, for sure.
When did you come to the States?
I came in 1986, so I was 2 years old when I came here, yeah.
What part of the States did y'all move to?
When we first came to this country, we were in Florida. Went from Miami to Tampa, spent most of my young ages in Tampa, so about 5th grade, 6th grade, that's when we moved to New York. I spent a year in Brooklyn, and then we moved to St. Albans, Queens, and then Jamaica, Queens, and all the Queens. We went all over Queens, for sure.
Alright, so for the most part, you spent your whole life in the States?
Oh, for sure, yeah. My earliest recollection memories is me running around playing in Florida, you know? I don't really have any other recollection of anywhere else besides here.
Okay. All right, can you explain to me what DACA is and how that's affecting you?
All right, DACA stands for the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrival. It's a plan or policy that was put in place when Obama was in office for people like me that came to this country at a young age, and really they came to this country at a young age, and it was really not of their choice, or you were too young to have any kind of action behind it, but you came in here on a temporary visa or something of that nature, and you were raised here, but you don't have proper documentation to become an actual citizen or to have any kind of work opportunity or anything in this country.
So when that's implemented, how long does that usually last?
The DACA allows you to work in the country, and it allows you for future application for citizenship. It usually lasts about 2 years, and you got to reapply for it every 2 years. That's how that goes.
So I know we talked about it, but for the ones who don't know, like, how is that negatively affecting you now?
To reapply for it, from my understanding, like, if you don't have a firm education of the law, you need a lawyer to apply for you, and it could become expensive. It also, if your time, like if you don't apply for it in time and it lapses, you no longer can reapply for it now. So then you're right back to a status where you can't work and you can't drive, you can't grow or provide for your family if you have one.
And so when you don't have that, you possibly would have to go back home. How does that work?
Every case is different, but for my case, I don't know if there's any new policies that's been put in place, but I would have to apply for my permanent residency, I would have to leave the country, go to Panama, get ID and documentations from there, then apply at the consulate for permanent residency, just stating that my family wouldn't be able to maintain without me being here. That case will get processed, and if I'm approved, then I'll be back here. If I'm not approved, then I'm in Panama or my mother's land for 10 years.
So of course that sounds crazy to me, because my dad's from Haiti, so he came over here and he got married, and then boom, he was good. He was able to apply for citizenship, and he's been here 40 plus years. So I know you've been married before. How come that didn't automatically make you eligible for citizenship?
Well, my situation is a particular one in the fact that I don't have the proper documentation to prove when I came into this country. we had a bad house fire when I was growing up, and it burned all of our documents. And we applied through our father for the temporary visa, and we just haven't been able to get in kind of contact with him since we've been in America. So we can't re-get those forms that was burnt up or lost in the fire. So I'm just in the catch-22. So I was able to get the DACA, and I was married, and I did try to apply through it from that point, but I couldn't prove when I came into this country. So instead of like other people, like your father is able to just get married and just become a citizen, I would have to leave the country again and re-enter the country, and then they'll have that documentation of when I came in the country. But to get to that point, I have to apply for permanent residency to come back. So that's where I'm at for, as far as I know. There might be some new laws and new regulations in place, and I pray that they are, but for now, that's my only route.
That still blows my mind because you've been here as long as you can remember. You went to high school here, you went to college here, you've worked, been a tax-paying, basically citizen. You're a business owner. Why don't they take any of that into effect when considering yourself a citizen?
I really can't say why they wouldn't take certain things into effect. I know as a woman, if you have a child here, then you have more legal right, I think. Or if you're married, I guess it has to be some kind of attachment to the country. But like, this is all I know. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a criminal background. I haven't done anything wrong as far as to that extent to not warrant it. I feel like I'm a law-abiding citizen. I feel like I'm a productive member of society. Basically, I feel like I'm living the American dream. I started a business here. I'm an entrepreneur. I was able to teach kids. I was able to be a coach, pursue dreams and aspirations that I wanted to. But at the end of the day, with this DACA thing, it's like, oh, I have a ceiling on where I can go, or I'm chained to a certain situation because of circumstances beyond my control, you know.
Well, we'll never be able to explain how this country operates, so, you know, that's that. But on the lighter note, just so people can get to know a little bit more about you, you already said, you know, you lived in Florida, grew up in New York, you've gone to college here in Tennessee. Do you have any kids?
Yeah, I have 3. I have my oldest son, Sincere, he's 18. I have my middle son, Marley, he's 15. I have my daughter, Draylin, she's 12. Yeah, so I have 3 kids here, all born here. Yeah.
Most definitely. So, and on top of that, here in Nashville, and the reason we're here, and the place we're sitting at, you're a business owner, right?
Yes. My partners and I, we started our own gym, black-owned gym, been in the business for 15 years now in the greater Nashville area. It's called M.A.D.E Fitness, M.A.D.E Fitness is an acronym. 2 different ones. We've been adopting definitely the Make a Difference Every Day acronym. But this is something that we started on our own, established on our own. We really have a community more than a gym. So as a gym, we definitely reach for goals and strive, but we strive to inspire and put lasting changes in people's lives. And I feel like that's what we've been doing. That's what we've been accomplishing for the past 15 years. So yeah, I'm a proud business owner.
Right about that. So yeah, I think it's safe to say you're deeply rooted in the States. You may have been born somewhere else, but family's over here, you've been over here, you've been established for a while. So I guess that's why the DACA situation needs to be revisited more on a political level, because it puts people like you in a weird situation to where they're basically saying you're not a citizen when it's obviously that you're rooted in the States. So that's just something to visit. Is there anything else you would like people to know?
Well, I'm currently going through the process of figuring out my next move of remaining in this country and being with my family and my gym. So I just love for y'all to, you know what I'm saying, be on this journey with us. And as I figure it out, I love to y'all feedback and, you know, support on this situation.
Yeah, you get up and dip.
Oh, shit.